Voice is not clear. One second. Yeah, hello. Now, okay. Actually, okay. I'll manage. Let me remove all these. Okay, I'm just creating new folder in our WAMP. Today we are going to discuss about the how we connect to our database from our PHP program, or you can say PHP script or PHP website. Okay, one second. WAMP. I'm just creating a new folder, nothing else. Okay. Actually, I don't have headphones. Please be online. I just please be online.
Hello. Yeah, this is connected with us. So we're doing now. Level is it? Yeah. You think we are connected or disconnected? We are connected. Not in one point.
Yeah, Nazar, just tell me now my voice. How was my voice? Is that clear or Nazar Rakhi? Okay. Now, finally, let's start today's session. I'm just creating a new file, within the new folder. Okay. Now, if we want to connect to our database, okay, Nazar and Raki, Khushi. So, database is the different thing, and our PHP is the different thing. Different thing means database server is different from our Apache server. MySQL server is different. Different server. Apache server is a different server. So we need to just connect. So php our php language just provide us some inbuilt function, you can say the predefined function to connect with our database. And actually they just do like a provider drivers. Okay, whenever you just if you just attach headphone into your laptop or your pc, that headphone needs a driver to understand what device you connected in our pc. Means our laptop just need a driver of that headphone or any pen drive. Is that so or not, Nazar? We need drivers or not? Yeah. So that kind of functionality PHP provide by its inbuilt function to connect our database MySQL. So there is a different function for different databases. We are just going to discuss about the MySQL database. If we get the time in the our last in the end of our sessions, then we will just see how we connect to other SQL server or Oracle. Okay. Now let's start. Now let's first I have to open the our database. Okay, how we open our database from URL? Yeah. Yeah, PHP myadmin. Yeah, this is the URL for our database tree. This is the user, you can say the user interface of our MySQL. Within WAMP and XAMPP, it integrated with WAMP or XAMPP. Okay. Now, what we have? We have one study database. Let's connect with our study database. Okay. Just go back to your file. Start PHP tag, because we are going to write a PHP functions which will connect us to our database. The first function is MySQL underscore connect. This function takes three arguments: 1, 2 and 3. First one should be our server name. Server name, whatever be the server name, we should enter the server name here. I will just I will just discuss about the server name. Let's just come to the next. Second one, the username of our database. I will tell you about the username also. And third one is password. Okay. Now let's see what is the server name, username and the password. I'm just copying this and pasting here, and yeah. Now we need to just enter server name. I just commented it, means this code will not execute. Okay, Kushi. Now our server name. Server name, if we are creating our pages, our website in our local host, or you can say our WAMP server in your PC, then you have to write localhost. Localhost is our server when you are creating in local. Means this is our localhost, our local server. If we are just publishing our website into a real server into internet, then we have to write the server name here of that server. Whatever be the server name, they will give the server name. We have to enter server name here. Nazar, did you get the point? Rakhi, what is the server name? And Khushi? Yeah, server name. We are running our PHP, all the PHP programs, all the PHP file into one local server, which provided by WAMP or XAMPP. WAMP or XAMPP server, which provided Apache server, a local Apache server. So that is called a local host server. That's why we are just entering localhost in place of server name. If we will just publish our website into the real web, then we will get a real server name. and we have to put the real server name here. Okay, let's move ahead to username. What is the username? Whenever we just open in our this, by default it doesn't need username and the password. Means this is our database screen, so we have to first log in it, but by default there is no need to log in. There is no credential set in our MySQL in the local system. In the local system, it means in the local host, in a WAMP, XAMPP, we don't need to just enter credentials. So we need the database username and password. If anybody just set the username and password on the server, then we need the username and the password here. Let's see. By default we have to write a username the local host also. This is the by default username for our local server, local MySQL server. This is the username. Every time if you are going to run your website with database connectivity on the local, you have to write root, and password blank. If you didn't set anything, you have to just set blank, nothing, even not a space. Okay, did you get the username and password? Khushi? Yeah. Oh, actually, in our local system, there is no password, but there is a username. In every local MySQL or PHP my admin, the username by default is root for every local host. By default is root, but in, yeah, if you are, no, you can't change the name of local. In the locally, you can't change the name of PHP my admin or database username. This is our database system, database management system. You can't change the username. Okay, but in, if you are going to just, sorry, no, I am just, yeah, I'm just talking about in the local. In this, if you are just publishing your website on the real server, there is a one username, there is a one password, everything will be protected. So you have to write the username and the password here. If you had username and the password, you have to write here your database username and database password. Okay, in the local there is a blank and the root. Now this is our first thing. Let's move to next thing. With this function we will connect it to our PHP MyAdmin, or you can say in our database system. Now we have to connect to any one database. Now we are connected to our database system, but we didn't selected any database. We didn't select any database. So in one website you can select only one database. Do you understand? If you want to multiple database, there is a way, but in the, sorry, there is a way, but there is a rare case you want to multiple databases in your website. It will be the part of advanced PHP, we will discuss about that, but we have to connect on minimum one database. We are connected. Now we are connected to our PHP MyAdmin, but we didn't connect it to any database. Let's see how we connect to our database. There is one another predefined, or you can say inbuilt function of PHP MySQL underscore select underscore DB. Okay, you have to write database name within this function, or you can say within the argument of that function. What is the database name? Study. Our database name, our required database name is study or not? Now we can check is we connected or not. It will return true or false. If we are connected to particular database, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Let's see, let's check. I'll just take a user defined function. You can take any name, assign whatever be returning my select mysql underscore select underscore db. We are assigning to check. Let's see if within if condition. I'll just set the our user defined variable and echo. I just echo connected. Any function you can give, any message you can give. Else part, I just echo. Else means when the dollar check as false. If it is false, then it will execute else part. Echo not connected. Let's see. Now I have to run my file localhost database. I just gave my folder name database, nothing else. Okay, don't be confused. There is no, one second. Just give the name. Oh, I just save this file into one second. Save as. Wham, and the database. There is nothing. That is saved. Index.php there. Let's open again. Okay, let's see the result. Parse error on line number 16. Syntax error. One second. The syntax error. Yeah. Yes. Now, if I run index.php, I'm running index.php. I don't have to write the name. It's take by default. If we have one large folder, different file names, if we directly run that folder, if there is any index.php, it will run by default. Okay. So now it's connected. We are getting a message connected. Why? Because yes, we have the database study also, and we just write all the credentials, all the things right. Let's see if I just change the name, means study 1. We don't have study 1 in our database. Let's see output. Not connected means it will execute else part. Else part, why? This function just returns true or false. We just assign true or false into our user defined variable. We just check directly. We check if it is true, then it will execute automatically if part, otherwise else part. Nothing else. We are just checking. We don't have to write this code. I'm just checking. I'm just displaying you that we are connected to our database. Now, Khushi, tell me, is there any confusion? This is just simple connectivity to our database. Khushi, are you there? Is there any confusion? Rakhi and Nazar? Okay, let's move ahead. This is our simple connectivity, nothing else. Now, we are connected. Now, I just want to fetch the data from my database. Means we have study, we have two tables, TBL1 and the TBL2. Okay, now I want to just fetch the data of TBL1. Let's see how we do that. This is simply connection history. You can say, I'm just commenting. From here to here, these two lines, you can see the connection string. Now let's move ahead. Now I just want to fetch the data or retrieve the data from our database. There is also predefined functions for that. What we have to do for that, one second, we have to just run the select query or not, Rakhi? If we want to fetch the data, we have to run select query. Nazar and Khushi, we discussed about the select query or not? Yeah. Okay, let's see how we select data from database using our PHP. There is a function to run our query. MySQL underscore query. We have to pass our query here within our MySQL underscore query. This is also a predefined, or you can say inbuilt function to just execute our queries. This is a simple select query. Is that so or not? Select star from TBL1. Now we have to take this into one variable. Any variable. You can give any name. I just take into one variable. Now the next thing is I just have to fetch the data. This is, we just run the query, but we didn't fetch the data. I will explain you. Let me just code one another user defined variable $data. Now we are fetching the data. MySQL underscore fetch array $res. Let's try to print this. Print underscore r $data. Let's see, is there a code right or not? I just want to check. Yeah, we are getting data, but we are getting only one row. Okay, I'll explain you why this is only one row. Okay, 0 1 mark one second. I did 0. Okay, I'll explain you. Now let's see the code first. Wait 1 second. Let me just try to print again. Giving us 0. Let's discuss first code. Then I will just discuss about how we get what form of data we are getting. Let's discuss about first code. How we fetch the data. First thing is MySQL underscore query. Second thing MySQL underscore fetch array. Let's see the first thing. MySQL underscore query. It is also a predefined inbuilt function of PHP. It is used to run the queries, or you can say SQL statement into a database. We are connected. We are connected by these code. We have to write these code just before we are firing these queries. We have to write first, we have to connect the database, then only we can retrieve the data or we can manipulate the data of our database. Okay, so MySQL underscore query, within this argument you have to pass the our SQL query. You can also take one variable. This is one variable, user defined variable. You can simply yes, what I have done, I just assign SQL query into one variable. This is the simple thing, and just pass that variable into MySQL underscore query. Means MySQL underscore query just take SQL statement and execute, not fetch the data, just execute that statement, and whatever be the result of execution, result means it is executed successfully or not, it is just execute that, just assign successfully executed or not to our $rec, means whatever, and you can take any variable, it just return successfully executed or not. And if we want to fetch the data after this execution, we just use one another inbuilt function. There is 4 kind of function. 1 second, there is one, so let me just comment this. I'll show you 4 kind of function of fetching data. MySQL underscore fetch, yeah, fetch array, fetch associative array, fetch object, and fetch row. These are the 4 important function to fetch the data from our database. We just use fetch array, we can use fetch associative array also. ASSOC is stands for associative. We discussed about the associative array or not, Nazar? Nazar, just tell me what is the associative array? Okay, Nazar, just tell me about the associative array.
Okay.
And Raki, is that correct or not? Hello, Raki, uh, just give me the definition of associative array. Do you know associative array? No, we have done completely associative array. There is two kind of array. One is the index array, second is the associative array. And Khushi, do you remember what is the associative array? Okay, okay, Raki. Khushi, do you remember? Khushi, are you there? Hello, Nazar, are you there? Yeah, Khushi, are you there? Khushi, Khushi is not there. Yeah, just tell me about the associative array. Do you know associative array? We discussed about there's two kind of arrays. One is our indexed array. Second one is the associative array. What is the associative array? I'm just want to ask what is the associative array? Mm, we didn't have we don't have done actually. One second. Nazar, we have done or not? In with you, we have discussed about the associative array. We have to know about the, yeah. Actually, we have to know about the arrays. Yeah, we have not done multidimensional array. I just remember that, but associate. One second. Let's just because we have to know about the associative array before just doing this. Otherwise, can't understand about the data, how we get the data, in which format, for kind of fetching techniques of our data. We have to know about the indexed array and the associative array both. Let's see. Dollar ARR, just a predefined variable. Okay. Now, how we define array? How we define array? Just with the array keyword. One second. Array keyword, and within the brackets we have to pass the values whatever we want to assign. If I just assign integer values, if you want to assign the numerical value, you have to pass if you want to assign the string value, you have to pass within the single quote. You can pass integer value directly with the comma separated, and string value also comma separated. This is called a simple indexed array. Means we didn't just give the information about the key and value. Every array have, you can say, key in the index array, index and value combination. And let one second. Now I just declare one another array 1 equals to same array variable in the brackets. Now what I'm doing, I just take same example. What I'm doing, I'm just declaring associative array. Okay, this is our user defined key. You can use any key name. This is the key and this is the value. This is the value. Let's see in the browser the difference. Let's see the difference in the browser. Brawler ARR. I just print first array means indexed array. Second one is associative. Let's take a one BR tag. In second I'm just printing our associative array. ARR1. ARR1 is our associative array. Okay, Rakhi. Now let's see the result in our browser. First line is our indexed array. It will come in the 0th position 2, in the first position 3, in the second position 4, and so on. And after the one line break, there is a print of our second array. Second is our associative type array. Then it will just print like that. Means in the first FIRST, then this implies 1 means this is our key and this is the value, and so on. Print exactly like that. 1 second. Let's see in the browser. I'm just refresh this. Yeah, this is automatic generated key. Why? Because we didn't set any key. So this is called indexes. That's why we are called this is indexed array. Okay, but these are the user defined key. Is that so or not? We defined we explicitly defined that first there is a key on the first position FIRST, in the second position the second in the character. Okay, so this is user defined key and the value of that key is 1. Let's just print the value of our array one by, you can say 1 by 1, or if now I just want to print this 2 of ARR1. Okay, got the requirement? Rakhi, you got the requirement? I just want to print this 2 of $ARR1. ARR1 is of our associative array type. Okay, Rakhi? Now, how we do that? Let's see. Echo, we can print by echo also if we want to print only a single $ARR1, our associative array type. Within the quotes, within the single quotes, just write second. What is the second? Second is our key. It is on the second position also. You can give any key name. So let's see it is printing 2 or not. Only 2 after these 2 lines. Yeah, it is coming 2 or not. Rakhi, did you get the working? What is the associative array? Associative array is the array. In that array we can assign user defined key, or there is a one key and value combination. But our indexed array is the simple array. The key is the numerical indexes, nothing else, and it start with 0. Numerical indexes start with 0 and so on. Whatever be the element of the array, our index element, number of element minus 1 means we have 5 elements in our this array. Is there 5 elements or not? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements means values, 5 values. So our index will be, last index will be number of elements minus 1. Yeah, 4. Why? Because index start from 0. Okay, you got this logic? So this is our simple index array. But what is the associative array? Associative array is just a key and value combination. Yeah, there is no default in numerical or integer type index. There is a one defined, yeah, defined index. Okay, so this is our associative array. You can use for each loop for both kind of arrays. For each loop, do you remember for what is the for each loop? Variable, key and value. You can use key and value also. Just use our second one, key and value. You can print both key and value also in our for each loop. One second, let me just, yeah, okay. I'm just echoing first key, only key. What is the working of our for each loop? It's just take one by one element from our array and assign to our values. We can use also key and values combination in our associative array or in index array also. Let's see, it is printing all the keys or not. All the keys matlab, all the key means our all these keys, first, second, last, we have to print. Now my requirement is I just want to print all the keys only of our associative array. So we can do that using our for each loop. So I'm just a br tag, yeah, there is a first, second and last. We have only three keys into our $ARR1. It just print all the keys one by one. If you want to print the values also, just echo value, or you can manipulate your values on key also. This function is not just for printing, you can manipulate also your values. Let's see. Now it is where values are coming or not with your key. Yeah, first this one is printed, after this one the second the two is printed. Not if our 1 second, if I just take one echo here, then it will readable format a br tag. Okay, now Raki, tell me what is the associative array. Raki, are you there? Hello. Yeah. Is there, my voice is not coming properly. Nazar, can you able to hear my voice properly? And Khushi also, Raki just see now. Raki, tell me now what is the associative array? You understand now what is the associative arrays? Just give me a brief definition. You can. Sorry, I didn't get you, Raki. Okay, okay. Let's take a real-time example. Yeah, index array. You got the index array. Okay. You got the indexed array or not? What is the index array? Yeah. Now let's see what is the associative array. Why we use the key? The main thing is why we are using these keys. Okay. Now if we just want to fetch the data from database, let's see. I just want to fetch the data from database. Okay. Now I just want to only two columns. Okay, I just want all the columns, all the rows. Oh, three columns and the three rows. If I fetch the data by using fetch array, mean mysql underscore fetch underscore array by using this function. We have above, yeah, mysql fetch array by using this, then it will just return our data, our database data in indexed array format. Means it will return the zeroth position, our first row, the first position, second of or third. Means this column will be the use as a indexes means the 0 1 2 indexes means these are indexes 0 1 2. You can say in the browser also, these indexes means whenever you fetch the data using fetch mysql underscore fetch underscore array, you will get result like this. Means in the zeroth index, or you can say zeroth column, you have the value this. In the first column you have the value this. Means it will be, it could be string value and integer value, anything whatever be in our database. So now it is hard to understand. Means zeroth position, zeroth column, sometimes it is confused us in our real time or big, or you can say in big applications, big websites, it is confusing. Now if we use the fetch underscore mysql underscore fetch underscore associative, ASSOC, using this, one second, one second. One other function, mysql underscore fetch underscore associative, this one. Okay, you have to pass this rec into our, now it will return you our database record with a combination of associative array. Means associative array means key and value. Why we assign key? Now it will automatically assign key as a column. Means key id, first key is id, first value 0, second key is a mark, second value mark, sorry, second key is the username and third key is the password. And we have the, if we have multiple rows, then we get multiple of arrays in our associative array. Means it, our associative array used to just get the column name, so we can simply just print or manipulate our database value. We don't have to use 0 1. Sometimes it's confused where is the zero, where if we want to use username, sometimes I just use 0, so it will use id, not username. Okay, whenever we will just fetch the data from the database using associative array, we will discuss about this. Just keep in your mind, in associative array we can assign key into our array, but in the indexed array there is a automatic generated keys, numerical keys start from 0. Okay, Raki? I will tell you why we assign the key. Just you got the working or not. If you want to a particular data, what I have done, a particular data from our associative array, what I have done, this echo, concentrate on this echo $arr1 in the second key. This I just use key. In case of our simple array, indexed array, I have to pass our indexed value. Means I want 4, So it is on 0, 1, 2. Second position, I have to pass 2. But this is not readable or user friendly. Sometimes we will got confused. But if I just use second, then yeah, we know second is assigned with 2. Last is assigned with 8. Okay, now if we just echo, then we will get 4 in after the second associative array. Let's see. Or error, not error. Okay. Yeah, we got the 4. We got the working of arrays. Why we use, we will get more clarification after the database use. After the retrieving the data from the database, we will get more clarifier about that. Okay, Rakhi? And Khushi, do you understand? Now it is clear or not? What is the array? What is the indexed array and associative array? Nazar and Khushi? Yeah. Now, today what we have done? Today we have done the database connectivity, how we connect the data and how we just select the data and fetch the data. Now, just try to fetch array. Yeah, I'm just removing this. We will discuss about this also after a while. I'm just commenting this. We don't need this also. Now, I just want, if I just print the data, what is this data? This is our database result. Whatever we fetched from these two queries, whatever we fetched, this is our database result. Okay, Nazar and Raki Khushi. So let's see what we get. It is not in readable format, I know. Means in the 0 ID 1 somehow password. One second. ID 0 1 mark. Let's see the data. ID 0 in the 0th position 0, in first position mark, and in second position our password 1 2 3 4 5 should be there. 3 4 5 0 to 0. Why it is ID? First position mark, and the second position 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. Array. Okay, it is giving us, if I just use MySQL underscore query and fetch array, it is giving us a combination of both arrays, means associative array also there and the indexed also array is also there. Let's just see. This is our indexed array, 0th position, first position, and the second position. But this is our index associative array. ID is the name of our column name. Username is our column name, and the password. Why it is coming? Actually, there is a maybe a PHP version just upgraded. Maybe because of that, I'll just clarify this thing in our next session. Why it is coming both associative array also and the indexed array, but we are getting only one record. Main thing is that we are getting only one record, not all the rows. Did you notice that, Nazar? We are getting only this one record. So in our next session we will discuss how we get all the rows Yeah, we are getting all the rows. We have to pass this into a while. Let's see. Do you remember while loop? Nazar, do you remember while loop? Yeah, what is the while loop? Whenever our condition is true, this loop will continue. When our condition will false, then this loop will automatically terminated. Let's see the result. I'll just explain what I have done. The error, no error. Now we will get all the record. Yeah, it is the combination of indexed array also and the associative array also. We will just fetch our particular data also. Firstly, I have to tell you about this while. What I have done in this while. Yeah, by this line, if I just use this line outside of while loop, means I didn't use the while loop, then it will giving us only one record. Did you notice, Raki, are you there? Do you notice if I use outside the while? Okay, if I use our fetch array outside the while, then it will giving us only one data, one row. One data means one row. Let's see, where is our row? This is our row, this is our row, a particular one data. But whenever is the Khushi, is that clear or not? We are getting one data, one row. Khushi, are you there? Yeah, we are just getting one row if we use outside any loop. Now let's see what I have done. I just set the condition of while loop. The our coding, our line of code means we are just assigning data into MySQL fetch array, and this is what is the REC. This is our query. We just fire the query and we get the result of that query, and this is the fetching of data. Now our data, we are fetched and assigned first row into this. If we use into any loop this function fetch array, this function, if we use any loop, then it will be just point to second row. It will just point. If we are using into while loop, then it will just print all the records. Okay, all the record, it will print one by one all the record till our database, our table have the record. Then it will point to the end of the row. After the end of the row, it will just return this row will return that we don't have more data, so this is the false, this is the false. Automatically the total condition will false, so our while loop will be terminated. Yeah, this is somehow some complicated. I'll explain you in detail. Means you just keep in your mind that if we are using outside of any loop of a while loop, then we are getting only one row. Otherwise, we are using a while loop. We are printing the data within the while loop. Then we are getting all the data. Okay, Nazar. Okay, Rakhi. Rakhi and Khushi. Now tell me, is that sufficient for today, or should I just continue? Because we just discuss Yeah, there are some important things, but small things you can just understand. Nazar, you got the logic of today's session. What is the how we connect database, how we connect to our particular database, how we fetch the data. This is we just what we have done, just selecting data, nothing else. Okay, so in my point of view, we should stop our class. That's because you have to. If I just teach more, then it will hard to remember all the things. Okay, Nazar. Just revise that thing. Just try to implement. Just try to print different type. Different type means we have the data in our data dollar data. What we are getting? We are getting all the rows. Just try to 1 second. Yeah, we are getting all the rows. Just try to take one br or try to try to print particular only name. How we do that? If I just want to print particular names only, all the names. I just want to print all the name. How we do that, Nazar? All the names, username. By use Yeah, by using this while loop. This is simple. I just show you how we print a particular data. You can use user name. Now just echo that, nothing else. Simple. All things are simple. If we just echo our username, then what we will get? All the usernames. We get all the username, but we didn't just use the br tag. That's why it is coming a messy output. If we just echo a br tag, br माँ गोविंद नजर राखी खुशी डेमो एंड द निधि. माँ गोविंद नजर राखी खुशी demo and the nidhi. Yeah, we got all the username from our database. Okay. Okay. And Khushi, do you understand how we get the all the username? I just show you in our below example how we get a particular data. Just concentrate on this line. What I have done, $ARR, second position value. Just give me second position value. Same $ARR. If we have the associative array, just give me second. This is our key. Then we will get the second position value to number 2. Same here. We are getting both kind of arrays. You can use username also. Or 1 second. Let's see. By using one means, just tell me Nazar, one means what I have done. Sorry. I just changed username. In place of username, I just use only numerical one, nothing else. Now you can just guess what will be the output. Khushi and Rakhi, can you guess what will be the output? Rakhi? Yeah, it should print the same output. the same output. Why? Because we are getting both kind of arrays. We are getting into our result both kind of arrays. You can use 0 also, you can use 1 also. Sorry, you can use key name also, you can use index name, index value also. I just use username. Username just point to our second column. If I use 1, 1 also point the second column. Second column, what is the second column? Yeah, username. If I use 0, then it will point our first column. If I use if we are, yeah, ID in our in associative array. If we are going with the associative array, then we have to use ID, nothing else. Okay, you got the point? Nazar, is there any confusion? You can ask me. Sorry. Actually, I didn't get you. Nazar, means, did you understand now? Means we are getting both kind of arrays in our result, so we can use any of one. Okay. So we should stop our session here. In our next session, yeah, there is a different, means there is a particular session, but in our next session we are going to discuss about how we just check login with our database. Means we are going to make our login page a dynamic. Till now we just use hard coded username and password, or not, Nazar? Rakhi and Khushi, we just use hard coded. Means, yeah, we use hard coded means we just only check with, yeah, username should be Nazar and password should be Nazar into our code. But if I just want to change username and password, we should all we have to go into the code, change the coding, then only it will be changed. Is that so or not, Nazar? If we want to change username password, we have to go to coding and we have to change. So now we will see how we just means logged in using our database. Means if anybody just enter Govin and 2222, so it should be logged in. If anybody enters Mark and 12345, so it also be logged in. Means we have a different username and different password, a combination of different username and different password. So our user should be logged in, otherwise it will show username and password incorrect. So in our next session we will just create dynamic login page, login, welcome and logout page. Okay. Okay, and please just revise. I will ask you the conditions. Yeah, yeah, Kushi. Yeah, Rakhi. Yeah, this file. Yeah, I'll send. Yeah, yeah, I'll send you this file with video also, video link. Okay. And yeah, and just please practice and just send me whatever you have done. And Rakhi, you can send me whatever you have tried. You can send me that also. We will discuss about the task in our next session. Okay. Okay. Let's stop today's session here. Goodbye, bye bye, and have a nice weekend.